Thursday, December 13th, another short edition of G&T Sports Talk. We got some football games coming up this weekend on Saturday and a big one tonight, AFC West battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Gallardi.
And let's get it.
Gladiator in my own arena, can't see me, John Cena. Step in, get the eraser, no comeback, no razor. Twist up origami, J-Lo got green on me. Storm coming, tsunami, King James can't shoot on me. I am quiet, take his brain, fit my size.
Good evening, everybody. Another edition of G&T Sports Talk on a Thursday edition. I'm Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Gallardi, and I think we got the biggest Thursday night game of the year. This
Absolutely.
is no stretch. Had to get this content out. Chiefs, Chargers, let's get to it.
Let's do it, man.
So, we're looking at this right now. The Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite. They're at Arrowhead. They're 11-2. Chargers are 10-3. This can be for the number one seed, not just the division, but the entire AFC could be at stake here.
Yep.
The thing is, the loser of this division really craps out because they ends up being the 5th seed. So this is a huge impact. You're talking about a top 2 seed all the way off to 5th if you don't win this division.
Yes.
So this could be one of the biggest games of the year.
And I'm looking forward to this. And you know what? There's a lot of things riding on this game. You said it yourself. The Chiefs, what do they want? They want that first seed. They want the road to the Super Bowl going through Arrowhead. And the Chargers, who are a very underrated team, they're coming into Arrowhead riding hot, even though they're going to be without a few men on offense, which is going to be a pretty big test.
Yes, there's injuries on both sides of the ball. Bobby, what's up with the running backs on both teams?
Well, let's start off with the Los Angeles Chargers. Running back Melvin Gordon, we all know he has that MCL sprain. He practiced this week on a limited basis. He tested it out pregame just about an hour ago when the inactives were announced, and he's inactive. This is upsetting, and he's not happy about this. He felt he can go. The Chargers really want to be cautious with him. They're going to be without him. Also, their backup, Austin Eckler. He's back. I think he has a concussion. I think an ankle, I believe.
He's all banged up.
He's banged up. He is out today. He was
So,
declared out on Monday morning. So, who are they going to go to? Well, they're going to go to Justin Jackson to run the ball today.
Jackson.
And Justin Jackson can actually run the ball pretty well. He's not going to make big plays. He will make some plays.
Well,
he's not going to do what Melvin Gordon can.
Jackson has amassed 139 yards and a touchdown in limited action. He's looked decent in certain situations. He played well against the Steelers. Last week he had a dud against the Bengals. So I'm going to say roll him out there. He's a running back. He's the only one they have. So the Chargers are going to score. The Chiefs are going to score. Get him in there.
Yep.
So when I'm looking at this game in this pick, I see the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorite at home, and I'm going to take the Chiefs to win it, but I think the Chargers cover this line. My prediction, Chiefs 31, Chargers 28.
Well, to add, I want to add also another injury this is for the Chiefs. Wide receiver and speedster Tyreek Hill, everybody was wondering what's going on with him. He's good to go. That heel injury that he said was extremely bad is fine. He also, on the injury report, it said he has a wrist injury. That's not going to stop him at all. He's good to go. He's at full strength. But for the running back situation in Kansas City, obviously we know there's no Kareem Hunt no more. So they went to Spencer Ware. Spencer Ware, he's banged up. He's out today. Who's going to run the ball? It is Damian Williams today.
Dolphin legend.
Yes. I wouldn't say legend, but
I thought you would catch my joke with that.
I know. I'm just playing. So tonight, I'm going to say this. Look for Patty Mahomes, and what's he going to do? He's going to pass all over the place. I'm going to tell you this. Julian, I'm going to disagree with you. Tonight, the Lightning Bolts are going to get this done. You want to know why? Yeah, there's no Melvin Gordon. I understand that. That's a big loss. There's no Austin Eckler. That's a big loss. But is Philip Rivers still starting under center? Yes, he's starting under center. Okay. He's got the experience. You know what? He hasn't been in a lot of big games, in my opinion. No, he hasn't. But what can he do? He could get it done. He's got weapons on offense still. He could get it done. Keenan Allen's still out there against this depleted secondary, even though they're going to have, I also have to add that Eric Berry is making his debut
That's a
tonight.
big
He
one.
will be on a
I
snap
like that
count
for the Chiefs.
So, is that an upgrade to this secondary? Absolutely.
Eric Berry
but
back.
do I think that's enough? No. I think
do.
those cornerbacks of the Kansas City Chiefs are atrocious. So, I think Keenan Allen's going to have a nice day. I think the dark horse in this, who's going to have a big game, Julian, we haven't really heard his name lately. I think Mike Williams.
Okay.
Look at Mike
You like
Williams. He's going to
Williams?
go out
All
there.
right.
But
So,
tonight, I
listen.
want to see if
What's
Kelvin
up?
Benjamin is active tonight.
I believe he's not for this one.
He's
Is
not
he?
going to be. I didn't see anything, but if he's a healthy scratch, I
Maybe
know
he's on a
like
pitch count, but I'm not
maybe,
sure if he's ready for the playbook yet. I don't
no.
know.
I mean,
sure.
if I were them,
Maybe he is
I
playing,
wouldn't have
but
even picked
I
him
don't
up.
think
So
he is. Yeah, that's a whole other situation. But I'm gonna actually take Bobby's side. I'm gonna look at his side of the argument here. So Rivers has 26 touchdowns and he has 9 picks. He's been nothing short of great. He has been. And his quarterback rating is 114.5. And Keenan Allen has 88 grabs, over 1,000 yards, 1,074, and 6 touchdowns. And Mike Williams, like you mentioned, and Ty Williams have 30 catches and 32 respectively, with 516 yards and 547 yards. Mike has 7 touchdowns, Tyrell has 5.
see,
So these guys have
They're
weapons,
getting in
he's
the end
right,
zone.
But I have some caution for Chargers fans. In the last 4 games, 4, not 5, 4. In the last 4 games at Arrowhead, Rivers has only put up 50 points, and the Chargers have taken 4 L's. So the Chiefs have dominated them at Arrowhead. I like that home cooking. And Patty Mahomes, now let's go to the Chiefs side, my argument. So Mahomes has 44, 43.
Mahomes is the best quarterback in football
43
right now.
touchdown
I'll agree.
passes and 12 picks, 115 rating. He's been beasting. Tyreek Hill, 74 catches, 1,258 yards, and 11 TDs. Of course, Travis Kelce, the big X Factor tight end, 86 catches, 1,159, and 10 TDs. And then there's Connolly, who could play an interesting role in this since Watkins isn't out there and we don't know what's up with Benjamin yet. He has 27 for 261 and 5 TDs on the year. So that's the Chiefs side of things. Honestly, I like the Chiefs at home. I think Mahomes is going to score a little bit more. You saw what he did in that 4th and 9. They were counting him out against the Ravens, and he throws it 50 yards downfield to Tyreek Hill. He's throwing balls. He's not even looking, but they're still finding the receiver. I think Patty Mahomes makes the plays, and I think Kelce and Hill are too much for the Chargers defense, which is better than I'll say.
Yes.
I'll give you that. I mean, their defense is better, but I think the Chiefs will get it done still at home.
Well, I'm going to agree with you on this. I think that Patrick Mahomes has proven that he is the next big thing in football. He is that good. That no-look pass he threw was amazing. And listen, what he did against the Ravens, look, they were down. And look at what he did. He's completing balls
That's
across his body.
yeah.
This is something a quarterback doesn't do. And
he's
he's ripping that up. He's doing great. And it's really fun to watch him play. It really is. When I went to New England, I watched him play live and you see it. But today, listen, we all know the stat. The Chargers do not play well in Arrowhead. I mean, who does? It's one of the hardest places to play. The fan base there is absolutely incredible.
It's definitely a top
But
3
you wanna
home field advantage
go-
in the league, probably.
You said something about Travis Kelce, arguably one of the best tight ends in football.
So
I agree.
what's up with my boy Kelce?
But he kills the NFL every team, every week. But there's one team who he historically does not play well against, and that's the Chargers.
All right.
He
so
has
what's
yet-
he doing against
So
the
here's
Chargers?
the thing.
Let me know.
I read and I've seen, I looked it up. In a few games against the Chargers, the past few games actually, he has not gone over 100 yards and hasn't scored a touchdown. Now, does that really mean much? Not really, but to his standard, listen, last week he scored, what, 3 He had, no. What, a few weeks ago he
It
had
was
3?
2 weeks back.
2
cost
weeks back.
me my seed,
But-
but hey, I made it back, so now I'm in the
Right,
semis
so
again.
I
that's
think
chill.
tonight I'm going to give you a prediction.
And I got Hill and Mahomes.
Here's my
rolling.
prediction. Tonight, does he get 100 yards and a touchdown? I'm going to go with 1. He's going to get a touchdown. He will get in the end zone. But he will not get over 100 yards. I'm going to
That's
go
a
with
hot
70 on 5
Okay.
catches. Here's what I'm going to say, though. I think this secondary of the Chargers, that's okay at best.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to give Mahomes some trouble. And especially, I think, who's going to be the big player of this game tonight? My prediction, it's going to be Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa tonight has been looking good as of late. He's been coming back to form. He's going to come out there and wreak havoc. Also, watch out for Derwin James. He's a rising star at safety for the Chargers. He's been making plays lately, interceptions left and right. I think tonight he gets one. I think tonight you're going to get a nail biter, and it's going to come down to the last play in the fourth quarter. My prediction today, I think it's going to be 33-30 Chargers.
All right, so we have similar scores, but different results. So I'm going to rock with the Chiefs at Arrowhead, and
we'll see what happens. It's going to be a great game.
That is tonight's game. So you see, I got my Jet gear on because we're playing at a specific time on Saturday. So we're going to give you 2 Saturday games. You're getting 3 games here. So the second game is my Jets and the Texans. We're 4-9. Texans are 9-4.
We might be in attendance, won't we, buddy?
Yeah, we could possibly be there. So maybe we'll get some live videos for you guys. Maybe some
we'll
live
see what's going on. We might be in a club that day,
yeah,
so we'll see.
We'll see. But so we look at the quarterback comparison, and right now there's none. I love Darnold, but Watson's way better and more established. Watson 22-9 has that QB rating over 100. Darnold 12 touchdowns to 15, still under 70. But hey, he's working. He made plays last week. He grinded it out. A lot of people counted him out, but the Jets came back and won it. Am I sure? Do I really want them to get that? Did I want them to win the game? I'm not entirely sure, but hey, at least Sam won it for us, so I'll live with it, even though we lost the first pick.
So, this game coming up has a lot of playoff implications on the Texans.
Clearly not our side.
So the Texans, they're
Those
9.
died long ago.
Yes, yeah. Their 9-game winning streak, which was tremendous, got snapped to the Colts, who are playing tremendous football right now. And the Texans are going into MetLife. They're 9-4, tied with New England for the second seed.
Yeah, so this
New England has the tiebreaker.
Playoff ramifications.
New England has the tiebreaker due to Week 1 win.
Yeah,
but this game, they need to win. If they
it's a
come out
win for the Texans. Yeah.
Yes, they lose this game to the Jets. They go to 9-5 and say New England wins. It keeps winning because after a New England loss, especially like the one we saw the other day, I never want to talk about it again other than now.
Dolphins for the play. The Miracle Miami.
I don't want to talk about that ever again.
I don't like to see the Dolphins win much, but I like that one.
I'll give you this to get off topic for 1 second. Was it a tremendous play?
Can
good
you
effort?
drink
Yes.
to the house?
But I never want to hear it again. It was pathetic on the Patriots' part. But New England, after a loss like that, they tend to get hotter. And who are their last 3 games against? A huge game this Sunday against the Steelers.
Steelers.
They play the Buffalo Bills at home, and then we play you guys at home. So we'll see what happens. But they need this game. And listen, this is a perfect thing for... Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to say that. This can be... I feel a trap game in a way.
Yeah, I feel
I really do. Because when the Jets play, they play up to their competition.
That sometimes is true, but we are 4-9, and unfortunately, our best football seems to come at the end of the year when the games don't matter. I see this again year after year. We always win 1 or 2 of the final 4 when we're out of it, just to mess up the draft position, just to play hard because we got nothing to lose. So this game's a 7-point spread, and I might be a little homerish, but I think we cover. I think the Texans win by 4, maybe even 6. I think the Jets keep it close. I think we'll be aggressive with them. We'll put pressure on. I think Darnold will execute the offense. Injury news with the Jets. Bobby can tell us the running back and wide receiver. What's up with our
So
with the
Jets today announced that wide receiver Quincy Enunwa and running back Isaiah Crowell, they are out. And this year has really not been what we all thought for Quincy Enunwa.
Or Crow, honestly.
And it's been a real disappointment.
It's been up and down for Crow.
On the Jets side.
Enunwa's been banged up again, sadly. So he makes a lot of good points about that. It hasn't been the best year.
And you know what? It's sad because Quincy Enunwa, I think, is a very, very underrated receiver. Well, and he just can't
I also
beat the
think
injury
that
bug.
You have an appreciation for him considering the stuff he's done to your team in the past. I like to bring up that game in 2015
Why do you gotta bring
when
this up
the Jets won in overtime.
Oh my God! Why do you gotta bring this up?
I gotta get something.
I'm not making excuses, but our secondary was depleted that game, man. Well, our starting corner that game was Leonard Johnson.
I think they still have Malcolm Butler running around too, but honestly, I gotta get some good moments, and I don't get many, so I gotta say jabs where I can get them, and you gave me an opening.
Oh my God!
But anyway, so for the Jets, I look for Robbie Anderson to pick up the slack and Chris Hearns on. Anderson has over 400 yards in the year, and he also has 4 TDs, 31 catches, and Herndon's been solid in the red zone for the Jets. Darnold likes him, so in terms of plays here, Eli McGuire will fill in as 150 rushing, 90 receiving, limited action. So if you're feeling dicey, play McGuire, but the Texans D is tough. I may lean away from that. I would look for Anderson, though. I think he's the one, Jack. I would get in there if I was able to. I regret not playing him last week, honestly, over Nunwa. But Nunwa just hasn't been himself. I could see Anderson getting a big bomb or two in that game. I think that we're going to look to stretch the field. We're 4-9. Why not try to go out there and make plays? I hope that's the attitude this coaching staff has for once, although I can't wait till this is no longer my coaching staff.
Well, they're definitely, I think, going to take shots down the field. They're going to do it. They're not going to be cautious. They nothing.
Shouldn't be.
They have nothing to lose,
and that's why we play well in these situations sometimes.
So, of course, so you're taking a lot of more chances. But this game, I think. Listen, I'm going with the Texans all the way. They need a win. They're going to get it. The one thing I'm going to tell you this: the Jets' defense struggles against what? Against the run. And you saw it in the New England game when Sony Michel ran all over them.
Yes.
And James White.
Well,
you've been seeing it week in and week out. And last week, what happened? That guy, I'm going to tell you what, Josh Allen can run the ball, man.
Yeah.
He's something. He's something special with that.
He's got to work on his throwing, but he can take off and running. Man, he was breaking that pocket.
Yes, he was.
That was
the Jets struggled with that all year this year. They cannot contain it, and they're going up against one of the most dangerous right now.
That is definitely problematic. Lamar Miller's been balling the whole year, 900-plus yards with 4 TDs. He's been great, and get him in there again. Our run defense is not so great. Obviously, you play Nuke Hopkins, has 84 catches, over 1,100 yards, 9 TDs, bona fide stud.
Yep.
I would put Demaryius Thomas in there as well.
I think he's the dark horse. He's the dark horse.
50 for 581 in the year, but has those 5 TDs still. So I think those guys are all viable plays. You could also spin the Texans' defense. We're limited with our weapons, and you know they're going to get sacks because we can't block anyone. And it wouldn't be that surprising if Darnold turns it over once or twice. As much as I love him, I'm just admitting the facts here.
Well, I think that Darnold can make mistakes, but I think he also could flash some greatness like you saw the other day.
He'll have his ups
making
and downs.
plays out of nothing. Yeah. So
I think he'll play decently.
But this Texans defense is very good.
It's not going to be enough. Probably.
And the offensive line of the Jets, as we know, is horrendous.
That's putting it mildly.
So Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, Zach Cunningham and company, I feel are going to collapse the pocket.
I kind of hope that
keep Sam Darnold under duress, uncomfortable in the pocket, and force him to make mistakes. That's where the Honey Badger and Jonathan Joseph come
now
in.
You have me worried more than I was. I really hope Darnold leaves this game injury-free. You saw he hobbled off against Buffalo after the first series. Had my heart on my stomach at that point.
They're going to try to make him uncomfortable.
If Darnold gets injured again or like they hurt him, I don't know what I'd do, but I just hope he makes it through the game. There are some tough guys in the Texans D, no question.
It seems to me that Darnold doesn't like when people come from the outside. A lot of quarterbacks don't like when they come up the middle.
That's
like,
Brady.
For instance, Brady.
He hates the middle.
But
you know that better
it seems to me that
Sam
when
the edges,
when it's from the edge, he does not like that. When he sees somebody getting past, he panics, and that's where a lot of his mistakes came.
You make a good point with that, and I can actually attest to this because I watched basically every game, so Darnold plays well outside the pocket, too. So now this makes sense to me why he can't, why he struggles when they come from there.
Game plan is keep him in the pocket.
Darnold can make great plays on the run, and he rolls out. He makes a bunch of good throws. His pocket passing needs work. Not to say he can't do it, but he looks better when he's outside the pocket where he can take off sometimes. He's not a great runner, but like once in a while he'll go on.
He can extend
only 4 first downs a year, but,
he extends the play, and that's what they like about it.
That's why the outside pressure is problematic because he can't do that.
No.
So you hit it on the head.
Yeah, so with that, listen, this game is going to be, honestly, it could go either way. I'm going to go with the Texans. They get a win.
Yes,
I think they're going to. I'm going to say I think they're going to win by. You know what? I'm going to give you guys a touchdown. I'm going to go 27-20.
So you're saying the spread gets pushed.
I'm going to say 27-20.
Interesting. Okay, so now we have our last game of Saturday, which will take place at night. It's going to be the Cleveland Browns traveling to the Broncos. This is an interesting matchup because the Browns are 5-7-1. Broncos are 6-7, hanging on the playoff hopes. They had a horrible loss against the 49ers, and the Browns had a great win against the Panthers.
Yeah.
So these are two teams you could say are going opposite directions. Sanders is out for the Broncos. It's a huge loss. So Sutton and Heuerman are going to have to step up and get those catches because Sanders leaves a big hole still, and they had a hard time filling it last week.
Oh, the loss of Emmanuel Sanders is so problematic for this team. It's not even funny. But they also they're relying on the running game and Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman, excuse me. But
Yeah,
this
Lindsey's
team,
a beast.
listen, Emmanuel Sanders was the heart and soul of that receiving core. When you needed a play, he made it. They don't have Demaryius Thomas anymore doing that.
Nope, he's gone.
So who are they going to rely on? Some guy Patrick, whatever his name is. They got Cortland Sutton, who's very, very good. Yeah, their receiving core is so
I just know
up
Sutton
there.
and
Yes,
Heuerman,
Sutton.
honestly.
Yep, that's all I know too. So with this and the Browns, man, I'm going to tell you what, they're good. I'm gonna say this. Next year, they're going to be a team to watch. They're going to be very good.
I agree with you, but I think we might be going different directions here. Because I'm going to say, I think the Browns could be a playoff team next year. They could very well take a wild card.
I think they're a wild card team. They're definitely not winning that division. Absolutely
yeah, division
not.
might be a bit
Hell no.
still. But what else were you going to say about them this year?
I was saying that they do a lot. They've been doing a lot better
with
Greg Williams as the head coach.
Yeah, they have actually. Have they won 2 or 3 games with Greg? I know at least 2. It could be 3.
I think they won 3.
Because you got Falcons, you got last week with Panthers, and there was another one in there.
There's another one.
I just can't catch it right now.
Oh, Bengals. They beat the Bengals.
Okay, yeah.
That's the infamous.
I did pick that game.
When Baker Mayfield tried to avoid Hugh Jackson. Yeah, it was so awkward
they've won
to watch.
3 games with Greg Williams, which is a lot better than Hugh. Does he make a play to be the coach long term? What do you think?
You know what? He's making a case. He's doing well with them, and they really respond to him well. He's a defensive-minded coach, but he's really adapting to what Baker can do.
Yeah, I mean...
Do I think he made a case? In a way. Do I think they're going to keep him? You know what? Haslam, the GM? Haslam, yeah. He's very unpredictable. Like I said, we said this early in the year, they're trying to go young. Mm-hmm. They want a guy like a Josh McDaniels, Lincoln Riley, and...
maybe Sean
McVay. They want somebody like him.
Now,
so, John DeFilippo, listen, when he got fired, man, you know what?
His stock
went so... He really... You know, when you can't do anything with an offense with Diggs, Cook, and Thielen, there's something wrong with you.
Look good, yeah.
But also,
or is it Kirk Cousins?
Listen, it just wasn't a good... They overpaid. And by the way, I think the Jets made the right decision not giving him that money.
Yeah, so, I'm getting happier each day.
So you guys dodged a major bullet.
Because
so
be happy with that money for other things now, and we have Sam's who hopefully turns into someone better than Kirk Cousins. That's what you hope for.
To answer your question, do I think that Greg Williams really is going to make a case? I think, you know what, you win 3 games out of, 4 or 5 that he's been there. That's pretty impressive.
I think it depends how they finish, potentially.
And they beat the Panthers, who are a pretty decent team.
And Falcons aren't good this year, but they are 2 teams that, if you look at their standards, they are good teams. This year they're struggling, but both those are good teams. Even the Bengals, although they were really injured when the Browns got them. They got them at the right time.
Listen, in the NFL, you take a win when you could get it. A win is a win. So, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Browns could do in the future.
So, predicting this game, I'm actually going to take the Broncos here. Okay. I think the Broncos get the win. Sutton has 30 grabs for 572 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year. Heuerman has a little under 300 with 31 and 2 TDs. And Lindsey is the reason why the Broncos win this game.
He's almost at 1,000 yards rushing.
Fill up Lindsey some more. Play him, and don't forget to play him. 967 and 9 touchdowns on the year. The guy's a bona fide stud.
And he can catch out of the backfield, too. He's a very good receiver.
He's got receiving yards, too. So, yeah, Philip Lindsay, Cortland Sutton, get them both in there. Heuerman, if you need a tight end, I guess you can maybe take a shot, but not as confident in him. Browns, Baker has played well. 19-10, 93 quarterback rating. But I think he turns it over. You saw what happened when he played the good defense in the Texans, and I think he's going to struggle again. They got to travel. Broncos are playing with their hair on fire, going for the playoffs still. I expect an inspired Broncos team to bounce back. I think they get it done. Although, you got to play Nick Chubb. 760 and 8 TDs, besides not even starting the season. Chubb's just been on fire. Then Juice has 69 catches, almost 800 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Njoku could be worth a look with 47. 474 and 3 touchdowns.
That could be our dark horse for the game.
He's the dark horse, Njoku. I like that. Most people are probably starting him because the tight ends are thin, so if you have him, you probably figure he's a starting tight end, so keep him rolling. So that's my angle of it. Who do you think wins it?
Okay, so the Browns are traveling to Mile High.
This is why I like the Broncos.
And listen, it seems,
lay the 3 points down too, by the way.
I think that a lot of the wins by the Browns this year have come when they are in the dog pound.
Yeah, they've played well.
They haven't played well on the road, excuse me.
Not so much.
But I think this week, you know what? I think the Broncos are really missing some offensive firepower minus Philip Lindsay, because he's their firepower right now.
Philip Lindsay's the guy.
I think that the Browns are going to get this done, and I'm going to tell you why real fast.
All right,
I think that the Broncos' offensive line is going to struggle against Myles Garrett.
Okay, I see that.
Jamie Collins. I think that they're really going to try to make Case Keenum force turnovers.
Obviously, Keenum's not the best, so this is critical.
But
I'm thinking that Keenum gets the ball out quickly. They're going to have designed the quick slants. I think the plays to Lindsay are going to look for screens. They're going to look for draws. I think they're going to try to mask it because that is a huge issue he brings up. The Browns' pass rush is relevant, and the Broncos' line's not that great.
No.
So these are two combinations that don't work well together.
No.
So I like that side of his argument.
So I think also it depends to see if Denzel Ward plays there.
I believe he's out. I saw something on my phone that said he's out.
That's why I was going to double check after we're done with this to see if he was out for sure. But they really need secondary, and it's, they got Jabril Peppers. I mean, who's their other? I don't even know some of their other corners, to be quite honest with you. So they need some depth in that secondary, which they don't have. I think that's going to be sort of an issue.
Yes, that's why I can see Sutton playing well.
But I think they make up for it with the pass rush. I think that they're going to do just enough. And I think Baker Mayfield, look, he's going to be under a lot of pressure with Von Miller, who has the fastest off time when he gets off that line of scrimmage. He's so fast, you think he's offsides every time. But also, Nick Chubb on the other side, that's such a dangerous combination.
This is what I like, those two pass rushes for that Broncos defense, and play that Broncos defense. Get them in there for sure.
But the thing is to say with this, I don't think the Broncos defense
is good enough to overcome their bad offense, I guess. I think it could be in this situation.
You know what?
If Baker plays the game like he played the Houston Texans, then the Broncos will win it, but I can't just hang my hat on that.
The one thing I'm kind of disappointed with this year, I thought Baker would run the ball. He doesn't really do that. He stays in the pocket.
Yeah, I think he's focusing more on passing. Because, you say Josh Allen's been the runner, obviously Lamar Jackson. I guess those two are the top runners. Lamar we knew. Josh Allen maybe a bit surprising.
But look,
Baker's a pocket passer. Yeah, I mean, he can make plays out of the pocket.
Baker's something truly special. He was the first overall pick for a reason.
Yeah, and he's playing well.
He's making this team relevant. And this game, I think Nick Chubb is going to run all over the place. So, I'm going with the Browns this week. I think they win by a field goal. I'm going to give them that. I think that the Browns get a win, keep their and technically they're sort of alive in the playoff.
Yeah, but outside.
They're on the way outside looking in. Excuse me. But
they have to win out, and a bunch of crazy stuff they have to pursue. But
we get Saturday. We've got some early football, especially right now. We got 8 o'clock, so the game's just about to start. We're getting very excited. I'm excited for this.
So I just want to close out one more thing. I'm not sure if we discussed this yet. This actually has nothing to do with any of the games, but Odell Beckham. They said that this morning I saw he wasn't playing, and then he's telling people that he still may play. He's not going to know till Sunday. Bobby, what do you make of this?
Well, I saw that too, and from what I'm seeing is that injury he has, I believe it's quad.
It is the quad. That's what took him out last week.
The team is really being optimistic and cautious with him. And they're going to make him a game-time decision. I'm going to say right now he's a game-time decision. I'm not going to say he's out or he's active.
Know, I guess.
But basically right now he's a game-time decision, and it's leaning towards not playing. So, listen, you saw what they did last week against that atrocious Redskins team. They were depleted. The Giants we all knew they were going to run all over them. So, do they need him? Listen, they're in the hunt for the wild card, the Giants. They're still in it. But if they lose on Sunday to the Titans, they are out.
Yeah.
So they need to keep winning. You need your best players on the field. Odell Beckham obviously is a spark to that offense. Obviously, the biggest spark plug is Saquon Barkley. Is he playing? Yes, he's going to play. But Odell Beckham, is he going to play? He's a game-time decision. I'm going to say this, my prediction, knowing the Giants, they're going to probably sit him out. And he's not going to be happy about it.
Yeah,
he's going to make it public. He's not happy. You could tell he's not happy right now that the Giants, you saw on Twitter too, they said he's out. It's Thursday. The game's on Sunday. You're announcing it already. That's not a good sign. Something they're not telling us.
Yeah, so for GNT Sports, that's all we have time for today. I'm Julian Gallardi.
I'm Bobby Thompson.
We'll see you on Sunday.
Yep.